This is How Korea.
Today I'm going to show you how to use Naver Maps. So the first thing you're going to do is go to the Play Store. And you've already seen I searched here, but I'll search again. You're going to search for Naver Maps in English. Install the program. It'll take a second to download. Now this is assuming you've already got some sort of roaming connection or you're connected to the airport Wi-Fi, which I recommend that you do. It'll be a little bit faster than your roaming connection. And you'll save some money on roaming by not using your data, right? So as soon as you get off the plane, connect to the Wi-Fi. Well, pick up your luggage first. Connect to the Wi-Fi and then download Naver Maps. It's on the Play Store. I want to tell you with 100% certainty that you'll be able to, but it might just be a Korean app. And we have instances where sometimes you can't download Korean apps because it's very geo-specific. In which case, what you're going to do is you're going to make a new Google account when you get to Korea, and it should automatically link to your location. All right. So assuming you have a nice Google account in Korea, whether it works or not, try with your foreign account first. And if it doesn't, make a new Korean Google account. And you go to the Play Store, download Naver Maps. All right. So finish downloading, press open. And you can see this pop up. Now, I usually say while using the app, I don't really have to have my location on at all times. So press while using the app. No, I don't want marketing notifications. Okay, you're going to get a little bit of an ad here. It has to do with insurance with cars. You can just close that. You don't need to see that. Okay, so this is the main screen that you're looking at. Now, today I'm going to show you two instances. The first instance is going to be one where you travel from Incheon Airport to someplace in Seoul. And then the second instance will be from Incheon Airport to another city. And the example city is going to be Ulsan, just because it's easier for me to explain that to you. All right. So you press the button up here one more time, press that. And then one of the places in Seoul is DDP. So as soon as you type DDP, you'll see a bunch of things in relating to DDP, right? Now this setting is in Korean. Well, no, the settings in English, but you'll see the results in Korean. So I don't know if there's a way that you can do it so you can see the addresses in English. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's assume you can. So, no, I do want to show you. Okay, I want to show you how to do this. Okay, so if you let's go back to the screen, if it'll let me go back. All right, so you've searched for Dongdaemun Design Plaza or DDP. Now, on the bottom here, where this is moving, you'll see the listing, right? If you scroll up, it'll bring you directly to Naver, right? And Naver is kind of like the Google of Korea. That's what most Koreans, you'll find yourself using Naver a lot too because it's more accurate than using Google in Korea. But the problem is it's in Korean, so you'll have to figure out a way to kind of understand it and use it, okay? So if you look here, you'll see the address for where DDP actually is. So what you're going to do is just copy it because I want to show you how you can use just an address phonetically written in English in order to do this, okay? It's not going to let me X out of that, so... Okay, so I've copied the address here. You're going to see a bunch of listings here, right? So you've got... Oh, sorry. You've got the Dongdaemun Design Plaza, Alim Hall, One Art Hall, the Teteru Museum, B&B, etc., etc. So these are all the locations near DDP, okay? Or sometimes inside DDP as well. For all intents and purposes, we are going to select DDP. So once you press that selection, you have from and to. We're assuming you're coming from Incheon Airport, right? So you're going to select to. For your starting point, you should be able to use my location, but at the same time, I'm not currently in Incheon Airport, so I'm going to go ahead and enter that. Incheon International Airport. All right, so if you look on the top screen or the top part of the screen, you'll see that you have Incheon International Airport from, and the bottom is Dongdaemun Design Plaza 2. Now, there's going to be a few options up here. The first one is by bus. You can see the bus icon. It takes an hour and 11 minutes. This icon is when you drive or if you decide to take a taxi, right? High pass. Okay, so we'll talk about this in one of our future episodes, but high pass is basically like if you're from America, it's like the easy pass in Korea. Okay, but we'll talk about that later. Let's skip that. This tells you how long it will take if you drive, right? Now, if you look on the bottom here, there's different times showing up, and that's because you have the best time, which takes you through all the tolls. This one is, well, there's several options, right? So there's one where you can avoid tolls, one is the shortest route. But if you look on the bottom left, you'll see it's going to cycle through the taxi and the toll. So the toll means when you're driving, that's the total toll you're going to have to pay. And when it cycles to taxi, that's going to be the rough estimate cost of you taking a taxi from Incheon Airport to DDP. Okay, so if you see the cost is 66,481 in American dollars, that's about $60 roughly. Okay, this one, which you're probably never going to use for this distance anyway, and it won't even let you, right? It says you can only see walking directions if the starting point and the ending point have a distance of 50 kilometers. Okay, so if you plan on walking 50 kilometers anywhere or anywhere from 0 to 50 kilometers, you can use this option. And the next one is the bike route. There's a lot of nice bike routes in Korea, but this one there probably isn't, because if you look on the map, let's go back to the map. You can see that Incheon Airport is kind of on an island on the western side of Korea, right? So it's going to be really hard for you to ride a bike from Incheon Airport to Seoul. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I personally haven't seen anybody do it, and you probably don't want to explore that option either. Okay, we'll explore these options more once we get to Ulsan. So for all intents and purposes, I think you want to select the bus option, right? So it gives you a few recommendations. The best option on top, and the best option considers the total time, the total amount you have to walk, and the cost as well. All right. The second option is 1 hour and 24 minutes, about 13 more minutes than the first option. It costs a little bit more. You just have to, but you have to walk a little bit less. Now, if you look on this, the first option, you can see you have to walk for 8 minutes, take the bus. No, I'm sorry, that's not the bus. That is a subway, right? The subway icon. So you can take the subway or the rail for about 44 minutes, walk another 8 minutes, transfer to another subway for 7 minutes, and walk 3 minutes. If you look at the second option, you walk for 44 minutes, take the bus, or that's the bus, right? I don't know if you can see the difference between the icon and the first and second one, but the first icon, there's like a track underneath this vehicle, so that's subway or train. The second option, there's no track, that's the bus, right? So if you take the bus, it'll take you 61 minutes, and then you walk for 6 minutes, take the subway for 9 minutes, and then you walk for 2 minutes. Now, as you're scrolling through this, you'll see that the subway changes colors, right? And that's because it defines what kind of line it is. So let's take a look at this example. If you scroll down, line 4 is this teal color, right? Let's go back. Let's look at the green line. The green line is line 2, right? So the color of the subway is just the line that it's on. They run on different tracks, different lines, and it just tells you it's convenient if you get used to traveling by subway. All right, so if we select the first option, we're going to walk from Incheon Airport to the airport railroad, and then we're going to take the railroad for about 44 minutes, and it'll tell you how many stops in between, right? It says 1 stop here. You get off at Seoul Station. Now, it says door on both sides. When you get to Korea, the subways have doors on both sides, but sometimes only one side open. So this is convenient when you're trying to figure out what side you want to get off of, okay? You're going to walk for 8 minutes. Line 4, you're going to get on line 4 at Seoul Station. And then you're going to ride 4 stops. And these will tell you the stops that it's going to pass before you get to your stop, which is Dongdaemun History and Culture Park Station, okay? So you're going to pass Hoyeon Station, Myeongdong Station, Chungmuro Station, and the next station should be your exit. On this one, you see the doors on the left side, right? So if the train is traveling forward, that's what the left side is. You have to know the direction of the train, and then you just get off at the left side, all right? And then you walk for 3 more minutes, and you're at your location. Now, if you press go, it's going to ask me to do Google location, which it's going to pick me up in Ulsan, which is going to be a little funky. Yeah, so you'll see that I'm in Ulsan. But if you're in Seoul, it should pick up the location right where your cell phone is. and you'll be able to travel from, it'll tell you exactly how to walk, right? So if you press on each one of these steps, it shows you where exactly you are or where exactly you have to go and how that route pans out. So if you press the first one where you're walking from the airport to the railroad, you can see the route planned out for you, right? Sorry, where it looks like we're at here. So this is from the green little arrow is where you're starting from. You're going to go out of the airport. You're going to make a right, a left, and then a right, and then a left, and you're going to go towards the airport railroad. Now, assuming you're in this location, if you press this bottom button over here, it should pick you up at Seoul. But right now I'm in Ulsan, so it's picking me up there, right? But if you press that little location button, it'll tell you exactly where you are. And that way you'll be able to figure out if you're following the right road or not, okay? So that's how this one works, okay? So just to show you a little bit of a more local example, let's start from, we're going to pick a few locations in Ulsan. So for the first location, we're going to choose Ulsan Hyundai Department Store. Okay. And there's a spelling error, so that's probably not why it's not showing. And okay. So now this is where it gets a little tricky. You're going to type it in English, you're not going to be able to find it. So what you want to do is instead of here, now you want to go to the Naver app, sorry. And you're going to search for Ulsan Hyundai Department Store. Okay. Now, if you scroll through here, you're going to find something called place in Korean. My phone is set to Korean, which is why I think it's picking up the Korean language. If you set it to English, it should show everything in English. But give that a shot. And once you find the place you're looking for, you're going to press this little arrow over here. It'll show you the location, right? So the first location, the first address is the name of the street that this place is on. And the second is the name of the building or the number of the building. Usually, if you pick the first location with the name of the street, it should get you to where you want to go. Okay? So you're going to press this button on the right, which is to copy. And then you're going to go back to Naver Maps, paste the location, press search, and there it is. So you'll see this one, the result shows in English, Hyundai DEPT store. So they abbreviated it, which is why I couldn't find it when I searched just department store, right? You're going to press that as your starting location. And then for your ending location, let's pick Hyundai. Let's go to a place in Ulsan and we'll just drop a pin. Let's say Ulsan Hospital. That works. Okay. So it's going to list a bunch of hospitals that you're going to see in this area, but we're going to click on Ulsan Hospital. And now the same options show up, right? So first you got bus. The second one you've got by car. Now the walking route should show because it's within 50 kilometers. And as you can see here, it'll take you 31 minutes to walk. And the bike route should show as well. And 7 minutes by bike, right? So you can look at the top and you can scroll through these options and it tells you how long each option will take. We're assuming you don't have a car, but you can click this option to see how much a taxi would roughly be. Okay, so again, on the bottom, it's scrolling through. You'll see it says 4,200 won, which is about $3 to $4. All right. If you select the bus option, it's similar to what we saw before, right? It tells you where you start and how do you get to your location. All right. This should work across. The only difference or the only problem that you're really going to run into is you're going to search for something and not be able to find the address, or it's not going to be listed in the exact way as you saw in this example, right? So then what you want to do is go to Naver, search for the location you want to go to, and then copy the address as I shown here. And then paste it into your location here on the top or the bottom, wherever you're starting from or going to. Usually your starting point is going to be your location. So you're going to click My Location, and it'll show you where you're starting from. So you just have to enter your destination. Okay. And that should cover how to use this app to find directions. If you have any questions, let us know. And eventually we'll have not eventually, pretty soon, we're going to have a guide on the Kakao Maps as well. But once you have an understanding for how to use this app, the other app is pretty similar. So it should be pretty consistent across the board. All right. Leave any comments if you have any questions. Feel free to reach out and let us know if something's not working for you, and we'll help you figure it out. Cool. All right, so if you like this video, please click subscribe in the middle over here and check out our links below under the video.
And also make sure to click on the notification icon so that you can stay up to date with our future episodes. And be sure to leave some comments below and let us know what you would like us to discuss in future episodes.